Yo, champ in the making. This gym is... Here we go, first question. Wait, Mr. Blaine, it's not your turn yet. Oh, that's right. That old man you just saw there was the gym leader, Blaine. He is a fire-type Pokemon pro. You did well finding the secret key to get in here, so I think you're ready to take on this gym. As you might have already guessed, you'll have to take on a quiz at this gym, as well as battles. Try to have a good time. I just realized these fucking statues here have Blaine and glasses and fucking mustaches. But anyways, hey everyone, it's CurlyHairedHero and welcome back to Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. That's something that I thought that I would never ever say again. I haven't really played this game in a very, very long time. But let's get into that in a little bit. Let's go ahead and talk to Blaine here. What do you say? You ready to start? Sure. No need to be shy. Step right up. Here we go. This is the Cinnabar Island Gym Pokemon Quiz. Challengers get asked 5 questions that they have to answer. Get one right and you get a Blaine doll. What? Get a question wrong and you'll have to battle one of my students here. But if you manage to beat them, then don't worry, you'll still get a Blaine doll. Think you can collect 5 Blaine dolls? Here we go. First question. Quiz time. Which of these is the Spitfire Pokemon? So I know the answer to this. It's Magmar. But I'm gonna do all of these wrong just so I can get the Pokemon battles. So it's going to be Growlithe. Challenger has given his response, and the final judgment is... Sorry, bad call. Too bad, you were close, but ultimately wrong. The challenger must now face a penalty match against one of the trainers I instruct. Do you know how hot Pokemon Fire Breath can get? So yeah, it's been a long time since I've played this game. I honestly didn't think I'd actually even be playing it ever again. This game is weird for me at the very least. Like there's nothing that I feel like discussing in terms of like the actual game itself, and like, you know, how it plays, like some mechanics, all that stuff. But just sort of how I've perceived it in this whole journey of trying to record it and stuff like that. It's just been a real weird thing, because I remember almost a year to this date that I'm recording this video, I was on vacation for Thanksgiving, and I had actually gone back up to the to New York to be with my family and friends for the Thanksgiving holiday, and this game happened to come out just around that time, so I ended up playing a whole bunch of it back then. Combustion occurs when the oxygen in the air... A hard-won victory. You've won a Blaine doll. Hooray! Alright, let's move on to the second question. Quiz time. How many gym badges certified by the Pokemon League are there? There's obviously 8, but I'll say 7. Because Giovanni's a fraud. The challenger has given his response, and the final judgment is... Sorry, bad call. Gonna have to take on one of his trainers once again. I used to be a thief, but then I went straight. But somehow I still dress up as a thief. Yeah, so I ended up playing this a whole bunch of time, a whole bunch during Thanksgiving, and it was a lot of fun, and I really liked the game. And I don't remember what it was that I was uploading at that time on YouTube. I know I was really doing a lot of Twitch at the time, and I was trying to do a lot of, I think I had just started doing some Smash, but I was mainly doing Duel Links on Twitch. And then I know I was doing something on YouTube, because I know a couple of months ago before that I had done, what's it called? Yu-Gi-Oh! Month. So I did a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff, and that was a lot of fun. And I think I was just recording a couple of other, like, random things. I'm not entirely sure what I was doing at that time. But as I was playing this game, I sort of had this slight kind of like epiphany as to what to do with my channel and whatnot. And I sort of came up with this sort of idea of trying to make like higher quality content. I don't really remember what I was basing it off or what the case was that led me to this, but essentially I just wanted to take this game and I wanted to put a lot more effort into it than I did any of my other videos. So I spent a lot of time making the this is all my vacation, you know, spent a whole bunch of time making the outro card because, you know, I thought that would be kind of fun and unique to make. And then I spent a whole bunch of time making the intro. I went ahead and I taught myself a little bit of Adobe Premiere, or is it Premiere? The Adobe one that they use for video editing. I forgot which one it is. I'm pretty sure it's Premiere because I always get it confused with After Effects, but that's something different. But anyways, I taught myself some of that because, you know, I wanted to record these as the highest quality, you know, and I just spent a lot of time working on the what's it called? The overlay that I have right now, you know, the casual simple one, and then I spent a lot of time working on, you know, the thumbnails and, you know, trying to come up with like things that would make the series really good, you know. I tried to do some research into that kind of, and sort of pick out bits and pieces of what I thought made a Pokemon playthrough good for me, you know, that I would enjoy watching it, and that also maybe other people would enjoy watching it as well. So I try to smack all that into this series and, you know, do all those different kinds of things. But at the same time, I was also trying to sort of do this thing where, like, I would record these videos and I would try to edit them down and try to, like, cut out as much of the boring junk as I could. I surrender. A hard-fought victory. You've won another Blaine doll. We're not done yet. The second question. Hold on, Mr. Blaine. This is the third question. The third question. Quiz time. A steel type move used on a fairy, or rather on a fire type Pokemon, will be obviously not very effective because fire is actually resistant to steel, and if you use fire on steel, it's actually super effective. But I'm going to say super effective. The challenger has given his response, and the final adjustment is sorry, bad call. But yeah, I tried to do all of that for this series, and I try to condense it as much as possible. So that's why early on I would even try to do one or two things. Either remember what I did before. So at some point when I was doing the playthrough myself on my own file, I try to like take some notes of like things that I can cut out and record. And then I would also, if I didn't remember, if it was too early on or something like that, or if I hadn't played the game in a while, I would literally play through entire sections of the game as I wanted to record them, and then I would kind of take notes from there, like, okay, I can cut this out, I can show this, I can cut that out, you know, and then I would go ahead and I would even record the episode after that. It got to the point where I even went out for like a walk early in the morning and I had my Switch with me, and then I was playing my Switch, playing this game for like an entire hour as I walked to try and get some exercise. So I was trying to like save time essentially. Apparently this guy was just talking about Moltres, so I did that even, and you know, I did all that stuff. And what? The challenger has assembled 3 Blaine dolls. On to the fourth question. Quiz time. Why is it on? You know what? Whatever. True or false? Maybe I guess it's gonna pop up on the last one, and then the very last one pops up in the middle. TM28 contains the move Tombstone. What's that? Does that count as the right answer? I'm gonna say it's true. Challenger has given his response, and it is obviously wrong because there's no such thing as Tombstone. So yeah, I try to do all these things for this series, and I think in the beginning maybe it was okay, but as like time went on and I started doing a whole bunch of things, because I started recording a whole bunch of different things at the time, and I'm not saying it in a bad way, I kind of really liked it, but I started recording a whole bunch of different things, and then I was also doing streaming at the same time, as well as, you know, everything else like my job and life and all that kind of stuff. So it became really difficult to put in all that kind of time and care into just this game. It doesn't really give me a lot to work on to begin with, so that didn't really work out too well. And then I got kind of sick in like March, I think it was, yeah, in March or something like that. So I had to take a break, and then I came back and I tried doing those same things, but I was already so sick of that because it got to the point that every time I tried to record this game, and I know I've talked about this at length in multiple different videos, but I kind of want to bring it up and wrap it up on this video. But I would just dread recording this. I would just hate it so much, and I would just hate the thought of even trying to record it. So I would get so stressed out thinking to myself like, oh my god, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, it's gonna be perfect, this and that. And it was just the worst, and I just hated recording this stuff. And you know, it was really bad because like this game isn't the best game in the world. I'm not gonna say that. It's nowhere near even the best Pokemon game, but it's also really not that bad, you know, for a Fire Red and Leaf Green or Red and Blue remake. It's really not all that bad, you know. And it was a fine little stopgap in between, you know, Ultra Sun and Moon and then Shield and Sword when that comes out. So it was fine in that regard. And what I essentially wanted to do was sort of test the waters of this new found maximum energy that I was trying to put in to all of this stuff for this series, and use it for like other games that I really want to play that have a lot of like quote unquote boring parts or grindy parts, and I wanted to use that on that. But I don't know if I really can, considering how much of a flop this all was. So this one is kind of weird. I don't really know what the right answer is, or I should say what the wrong answer is. So I'm just going to say some old guy in sunglasses. The challenger has given his response. The final judgment is, you're absolutely right. Congrats. So no matter what I said, I would have gotten it right. Ha. Challenger, you've obtained 5 Blaine dolls, which means it's time for our battle. I'm Blaine, the red-hot gym leader here. My fiery Pokemon are all rough and ready with intense heat. They incinerate all challengers. Haha! Hope you brought some burn heals. It's kind of cool that they make you immediately go right into this battle with Blaine. This whole gym is pretty interesting, but I'll probably end up talking about that more next time around. I'm gonna end up having to break my... Oh, actually, no. I was gonna say I'm gonna end up having to break my rule of only using the same number of Pokemon as the gym leader, but actually, Quiet and Madonna got knocked out, so I have exactly the same amount of Pokemon as the gym leader. Accidentally. I did want to add someone else to the party. I believe I was going to take out Stingmon for like Eevee or something like that, but either way, this works out. So I guess I'll finish off my rant next episode as we take on Blaine, the 7th gym leader, but just a little bit of a, I guess, spoiler, or maybe not spoiler, but just summary is what I'm trying to get to, is that, you know, it kind of sucks that I did all that stuff from the get-go, and then now I'm just essentially just rushing through this game just to make sure that I finally have a finished Pokemon game on my channel, whether I hate it or not, you know, and then also B, making sure I actually finish this game before fucking Sword and Shield come out. So the Rapidash is going to come out and hit us with the Quick Attack, which is going to suck. It's going to take on Stingmon, who only had a little bit of health. Let's go into Maxie here. I don't know how well Maxie is going to be able to do against this guy. I don't think any of his moves are really going to do all that much damage, but let's go ahead and give this a shot. He's going to hit us with the Flare Blitz. Ugh. If anything, at least Maxie should at least... Whoa, nice. Survived the up, but got burned. That's a sad story. I was going to say, at least you did damage because of the recoil, but unfortunately the burn is really gonna hamper down any hope you had, Maxie. I'm sorry. That's really fucking lame. Alright, so now we've only got 2 Pokemon here. I feel strange. I don't know which one of these 2 is really the best choice. Because I know Mr. Nino does have Dig, but then again, he only has that one move. Where in Kami-sama has, you know, Scold, Rock Slide, and Hydro Pump. All these moves that are good against rock types, but he's also really slow. So I don't know how well that's going to work out. I want to say he can take a hit from Rapidash better than Mr. Nito. So let's go ahead and try him out. Let's go ahead and throw out try out her out. throw Kami-sama here. A Skull should be more than enough. I should be able to take a Flare Blitz considering I do think I'm physically defensive. Yeah, I have high physical defense, not only that, but also resist it, because at least I'm a water type. I don't know if rock resists fire, but it should, yeah. And water definitely does, so that should at least take that down. And I believe his last Pokemon is, or actually no, his second Pokemon is going to be, or second, his third I meant to say, is Arcanine. I was going to say his last Pokemon is Arcanine, but no, he has another Pokemon, which I'm hoping is his Magmar. I was kind of disappointed that in Pokemon Masters they gave him, oh wow, that Route Rage did a lot of damage actually. That in Pokemon Masters they gave him Rapidash instead, which I kind of get, but you know, he's kind of more known for Magmar, and it's not like really there's going to be anyone else that gets released in Masters that's going to have Magmar, and if anything, Rapidash is a step up from Magmar, so I don't know, it's just kind of weird in my opinion. I'm going to take on the Ninetales here. I should have actually used Rock Slide, because that probably would have done a little more damage, perhaps, because this thing is more physically weak than it is special defensively weak. So let's go ahead and try that now. Just because, if anything, it does have more accuracy than Hydro Pump, which isn't really saying much considering Hydro Pump's accuracy is quite abysmal. But boom! There goes Blaine, and that allows us to get the Fire Gym Volcano Badge. There we go. I was gonna say Final Badge. I was like, no, that's not it. Is it the Fire Badge? No, that doesn't sound right either. I've been turned down to nothing. Not even ashes remain. You have earned a Volcano Badge. Fuck yeah. Eevee, you were supposed to be in this battle, but you weren't. Sorry about that. Got the Volcano Badge from Blaine. Here, you can have this TM too. You're gonna get Fire Blast from Blaine as well. TM46 contains Fire Blast, a red-hot Fire-type move. Teach it to Fire-type Pokemon. Vulpix or Charmeleon would be ideal. I mean, I guess. Fire Blast is an attack to be shown the utmost respect. Don't waste it on Water-type Pokemon. I don't really know any Water-type Pokemon that can specifically learn Fire Blast. I know, like, Mr. Needle can learn it, but I can't think of any Fire-type Pokemon, or sorry, Water-type Pokemon. So this is where you are. I thought you might have made your way to Cinnabar Island by now. Did you beat Blaine? Really? Congrats! You need to have 8 gym badges to get into the Pokemon League, right? I've got 7 already, which means that the one left is... Yeah, it must be the gym in Viridian City, right? It was closed up last time I checked, though. Have you been in the Viridian City gym yet, Curly? You haven't, right? I guess I'll try stopping by Viridian City one more time. So yeah, the first time you go around there, the gym is closed, but now, inconspicuously, the gym leader has arrived, so you can go battle him, or her, finally. Who am I joking? It's Giovanni. It's a her. But in any case, yeah, I'll continue my rant about this series. I'm recording it next time as we make our way back to Viridian City and take on the final gym leader. Stay fresh.
Who's that Pokémon?
Caterpie.